Hello and welcome to another episode by the Travel Family Academy. My name is Marae and today we are going to talk about growing an Instagram in 2023. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe if you like to know about all things family travel. We have dedicated the past year and a half to teaching you how to travel with kids, as in how to fly with them, how to road trip with them, and how to make the traveling part easier. And now we are moving into teaching you how to make a living while traveling, or so that you can travel with your kids. If you don't know about our story, you can find us at Brave Family Travel. We are a family blog, a family travel blog, and we've been doing this since 2021. Actually, we've been doing this since 2018 when we decided that we have been traveling full-time for years, and while we were not making money out of it, we decided to dive deep into Instagram and start learning Instagram. We grew our first following up until 22,000 followers with an account that used to be called Brave Free Travel. And then in the summer of 2021, July 2021, we decided to start brand new from scratch because I was at the time coaching other moms, other people on how to grow an Instagram. And it felt really hypocritical to be talking about growing an Instagram back then when my Instagram had been grown back in 2018. So I started a new Instagram in the summer of 2021. Everybody thought I was crazy and that it was just insane to drop 20 something thousand followers and start from zero. But to me, it just felt like a lot easier to start from zero and start building an audience of people that were interested in family travel versus changing the audience that I already had with couple travel or single travel and turn it into family travel. So in that summer, I opened a new Instagram and I started doing and testing techniques that I had learned. I took some classes from some other bigger creators and I have found great success. As of this video, I now have 43, almost 44,000 followers on Instagram. You can find me at Brave Family Travel. And I also co-founded the Travel Family Academy, which you can find us on Instagram as well at Travel Family Academy, along with Paula and Matt, who are other content creators. They'll tell you their story on another video. The whole point of this video is that I want to show you how to grow an Instagram in 2023. We also have a social media managing agency and we manage accounts for tons of clients. And as a coach, I have helped many of my clients scale their accounts from zero to thousands of followers and build profitable businesses where they partner with brands, are content creators that are paid, travel for free, stay for free, partner with tourism board and hotels, and so much more. So if I was starting an account in 2023, these are the steps that I would take to ensure that I was doing the right thing and that my account would be growing fast and become profitable as fast as possible. Number one. And this one is a little controversial because a lot of people think that it's not so important or it's just really, really hard to get. So people skip this step. But defining your niche. Niche is a fancy word. Let's call it learning who you're talking to. They say that if you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. And this is so true. I could spend a whole hour talking about it. Defining who you're talking to is probably the most important step to starting to become a content creator on Instagram or any other platform. And the reason for this is that if you're just creating content that pertains to many people will like your content. Maybe many people will interact with your content. But at the end of the day, those people are not going to be buying your content that you sell them. And this translates into not having well-performing content when, let's say, you partner with brands. I'll give you an example. In my account, I specialize in teaching other families how to travel with kids, where to go, destinations, everything related to traveling with toddlers, right? So it's just about traveling with babies and toddlers. And if I partner with, let's say, a really family-friendly hotel in Indonesia, and I talk about it, a lot of my audience is going to look into this hotel, save those reels, call those hotels, book using my codes, and want to go to those hotels because they are also families with toddlers that want to go and enjoy similar experiences when they go to Indonesia. Now, if I all of a sudden posted a video about a singles hotel or a couples only hotel in New York City, that probably wouldn't perform as well because even though I have a lot of parents that may want to go on vacation alone, all of my content is about taking the kids and doing this whole beautiful life experience of traveling with children, right? So the reason I'm telling you this is because a lot of people think that a niche is travel, but travel is too broad. Even family travel is too broad in an era where everybody wants to be a content creator. So if you are at that moment in your life where you're debating about starting an Instagram. Maybe you just gave birth to a baby and you don't want to go back to work, or maybe you just need an extra source of income, or maybe you're just super creative, always wanted to start, but always felt like it wasn't the right time. I invite you to download our free guide. We've put together a mini guide with over 100 ideas of very specific family travel niche ideas that you can use for yourself. And it's all free. We'll put a link down there below on the description so you can download it and get started that way. The second thing I will keep in mind when starting an Instagram is engagement. So a lot of people think this is not important and that only the quality of your content you create matters. And so they go and they spend all this time producing this beautiful content that never gets seen by anyone or by very few people because there is no engagement. So social media is social, and being social is a two-way street. Imagine you have a friend and you never call them back. At some point, they're going to stop calling you, because who wants to talk to somebody that never responds them back or never wants to hang out, right? So social media is social, especially at the beginning. Before those first 1,000 followers, there's nothing more important than engaging with your audience. Whether your audience is, 3 moms that live across the street from you, those are your people. And by you engaging with those people that are the demographic, that are your niche, that are the people that you want to speak to, the algorithm will pick that up and send that to other people just like that. So it's very important. And with that, I would say that it's also very important to eliminate engaging with all your friends and family. So it's really great that your Aunt Sue wants to talk about the beautiful pictures of your baby. But the thing is, your Aunt Sue is not your ideal demographic. She's not your niche. She's not your avatar. She's not the person that is going to eventually buy what you're selling. And when I say buy what you're selling, I mean consume the content that you are posting out there in order to become a profitable brand. And so you need to know that when you engage with people that are in your niche, that's going to tell the algorithm that you want to engage with those people and that those kinds of people like the content you're posting. And so if you're just like engaging with your brother or your Aunt Sue, those are the people that your content will be shown to. And by definition, those people are not going to be attracted to the kind of content you are because they're not your aunt or your brother. So they don't care about this sort of content. I hope that makes sense. If any of this does not make sense or you have any questions, please at any point, stop this video, go down below, write a comment, let me know a question you have, send us a DM on Instagram, and we will personally answer to you so that we can make sure that you're getting all of this. We want to make sure this makes sense for you. The next thing that I would do if I was starting a brand new Instagram in 2023 is be very specific about what I want to do with an Instagram. So a lot of creators have this idea that, oh, I'm going to become, a drone creator and have all this beautiful drone footage. But then they don't realize that, let's say, where they live or where they want to travel to, drones are not allowed, for example. And so then you build a whole brand on drone creation. And then you start actually reaching out to brands that could potentially pay you for your work, but none of them actually can work with you because where you go to or where you live, drones are not allowed. This is an extreme case, obviously, but I'm hoping this drives the point home. Be very specific about who it is that you want to work with. Just like you need to be specific about who you want to talk to, you need to be specific about who you want to work with, right? So you could be building a brand, let's say, to create your own products. Like we create products that help other parents travel with kids. So for us, it's not so important that our content is beautiful or that hotels want to work with us or any of that stuff. All that we care about is that other parents find our content useful and that are, attracted to the content we share so that they can later on become our customers, become our community, become the people that we want to engage with, right? Just like that, if you are, let's say, a person who's interested in teaching others how to plant, you may not really care about working with other brands that sell plants or that deal with plants. Maybe you want to sell your own guides on how to plant at home. And then it doesn't matter that your content is aesthetic. Which brings me to my next point. Aesthetics does not matter as much in 2023. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. If you have a fashion account, obviously aesthetics matter. But if you have a family account, beautiful photos of your baby are cute and people will like that, but it's not going to help you grow as much as useful content or relatable content that helps another parent either feel heard, feel seen, or have some tips on how to handle their child, for example. So the point here is that a lot of the things that used to be really, really valuable 5 years ago, like in 2017, 2018, are no longer the name of the game. And keeping current with trends and seeing what really helps, it's going to take you further. And this is what I discovered in 2021 when I started a new account. I started with creating beautiful content just like I had before, beautiful destination content, just like I had before, now with a baby in it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. But then it took so long to grow at the beginning because people were not resonating with it anymore. There were so many content creators creating beautiful content that by definition, mine was really nothing special. When I started creating valuable content that helped others find their path in whatever it is that I was talking about, in this case, family travel, I saw a tremendous growth. And this is what I want you to think about. Once you get clear, and why it's so important, by the way, to start with who you're talking to. Once you get clear on who you're talking to and who you want to work with, then it becomes a little bit clearer about what sort of content is going to get you where you want to go the fastest. Next point. Virality is not all that it's made out to be. Everybody wants a viral reel. Everybody wants to go viral. But if you don't know who you're talking to, again, going viral is not going to serve you. When I first started my account, I had a reel that reached 140,000 or 41,000 views. That is massive for an account with like 52 people, which is what I had back then. But I did not gain a bunch of followers. And I realized why. The account was popular because of the song that I had chosen and maybe the hashtags that I had chosen. But the people that was reaching were not interested in family travel. So even though it reached a lot of people and got very popular, we never really saw any growth from it. I mean, obviously we had some movement in the account, but it didn't blow up. Just the same, I have a colleague that had a reel go super viral. I mean, I'm talking about millions and millions, like 50 something million views. And she went from a regular amount of followers, 2,000 followers, something like this, to like 120,000 followers. Massive growth. But here's what happens. All those people that were interested in that were interested because the reel was really catchy. The destination was really catchy, but that was not the type of content that she was creating. That was just a one-off piece of drone content that made a very exotic shot scene pop up and attractive to a lot of people. But those people were not interested in the content that she was creating day to day, which was family travel content and world schooling. And so what ended up happening is that her account sort of went plummeting because there was no engagement anymore on her account, and everything she posted from then on after, like imagine you having 120,000 followers and you're getting 500 views and 25 likes on your videos, right? So again, it's more important to do all the work at first and get clear on who you're talking to and who you want to work with and what sort of account you want to have, even if this takes you a little longer. Because once you have that sorted, then everything else will be pieces to the puzzle, to the big picture that you're forming, versus just sort of putting things together, hoping that it takes you somewhere. Now, word of advice here. Just because you have a niche defined, an avatar defined, a person you're speaking to defined, or an idea of where you want to take your account, doesn't mean you're not able to change. You are 100% able to change and shift your direction as your account grows. But it's a lot easier to grow, and the growth will be a lot faster if you get very clear on where you're going and who you're speaking to from the beginning. Even if 6 months in, you change gears slightly, that's going to be easier than if you start sort of shooting everywhere and hoping something sticks. My last point for today is that consistency is better than everything else. They say content is king. Consistency is king. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And when you show up, you're letting your audience, your friends, your family, your people that are there to see what you create know that you're consistent. If you post one day, 5 reels, and then you skip 2 weeks of posting, not only are your people going to get bored of waiting for you and sort of inconsistency that's happening in your account, but the algorithm will pick this up. I hate when people make it seem like the algorithm is the problem. Yeah, the algorithm is a robot that is designed to do what your account is doing. So the more you show your algorithm what you do, the more your algorithm is going to pick up where to send your content. So by definition, your consistency is what will help you thrive on any platform, but especially on Instagram. And it is 100% possible to grow. We've grown to 15,000 followers in 6 months, but it's just from being consistent. You need to show up every single day. And that is why knowing where you're going and who you're speaking to is so important, because you'll never run out of content once you have a purpose. I hope this made sense. Don't forget that you can always find us at Travel Family Academy on Instagram or travelfamilyacademy.com/blog. If you like our content and want to continue learning about monetizing your social media and learning how to be a content creator and make money so you can travel with your family all over the world for free or getting paid to do it, make sure you subscribe, because we'll be sharing lots more content on this topic. Again, my name is Mireille. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you for showing up. I'll see you next week.